11 fantastic rumors about Marilyn Monroe. 1. Marilyn had an IQ of 168. Modern IQ testing for children was introduced in 1949. Marilyn was in her 20s by then. A version for adults was developed in 1955. There's zero evidence Marilyn ever took it. 2. Marilyn called Jackie Kennedy at the White House. She supposedly told the First Lady that JFK was leaving her. Jackie replied,
"Marilyn, you'll marry Jack, that's great. And you'll move into the White House, and you'll assume the responsibilities of First Lady, and I'll move out, and you'll have all the problems."
This claim comes from a book by Christopher Anderson. It's impossible to corroborate or disprove now. 3. Marilyn had rhinoplasty. This rumor is based exclusively on photo comparisons, but pictures are tricky. A lot depends on the lighting. Moreover, most photos were retouched back then. There's no mention of a nose job in Monroe's medical records. 4. Marilyn underwent electrolysis. Some believe she got rid of her widow's peak that way. But in the 1940s and 50s, electrolysis was a painful and lengthy process. It would have caused redness and irritation along her hairline. It could take up to a year of treatments. Marilyn was modeling nearly non-stop during that time, so it appears to be a myth. 5. Marilyn was killed by the CIA to cover up UFO evidence. This might be the wildest claim. It was made up by conspiracy theorist Stephen Greer. There's an entire documentary based on this rumor though. Unacknowledged claims that JFK told Marilyn,
"I've seen evidence of things from outer space."
This was enough for the CIA to get rid of her. 6. Marilyn was pregnant with Yves Montagn's baby. Montand was Marilyn's co-star in 1960's Let's Make Love. Allegedly, Marilyn told her friend she was pregnant by him, but there's no evidence for it. Multiple photos from that time exist. In fact, almost every day of Marilyn's life was documented then. 7. Marilyn Monroe dated Judy Garland. Marilyn and Judy were actually friends, but there's no evidence they were ever romantically involved. Both women were iconic figures in their era. Their personal lives were widely covered by the media. The rumors only began years after both were dead. 8. Marilyn wore a size 16 dress. Women's dress sizes have changed over the years. Today's size 16 does not equal Marilyn's era size 16. In 2009, fashion editor Sarah Baez tried on some of Marilyn's items. She concluded,
"For most of the early part of her career, she was a size 8. Even in her plumper stages, she was no more than a 10.
9. Marilyn said,
"If you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best."
There's no record of her ever saying it. The origin of the quote is unknown, but it only started circulating in the 2000s. 10. Marilyn had 6 toes on each foot. There's also rumor that she was born with 1 extra toe. Supposedly, it was later surgically removed. None of this is true. 11. Marilyn hung out with Elvis Presley. There's a photo circulating on the internet that shows them together, but it was actually spliced from 2 different images. There's no evidence that Marilyn and Elvis ever met.